What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's live stream. We're here with Madden 20, and it's time to get underway. It's time to get back to franchise mode. My goal is to get a brand new franchise series here on the channel. I like to do it as soon as possible, but to get there, we've got to test some sliders and play some games and see where things are at. And I've seen some other YouTubers have some luck so far getting some franchises started. So I have a slider set here I have plugged in already, and we're going to play some games and see just how close we could be to me making a franchise return here on the channel. I've been really wanting to play again, and especially with a brand new game. Now more than ever, I want to get back to playing franchise here on the channel. So one moment, everybody. Glad to see a lot of you in here already. I know I didn't make this an event, so it's just kind of you get here when you get here. And these sliders, by the way, are from Deuce Douglas, another YouTuber that is creating franchise content. And so far, he's had good variety with his games, he said. So I am testing out what he has. I have not played yet. I have really not had a chance to get to slider testing quite yet. And today, finally getting it. And I'll be doing a lot of this over the weekend. So I plan to stream today. And I'd also like to stream Saturday and Sunday if possible. So hopefully we can make some progress. First game here is going to be Jacksonville and Kansas City. All right, how you guys doing? Madden 20 release is here. Connor, thank you for the super chat. Have you been playing on All Pro or All Madden? I've played a little bit of both. Now, these sliders are going to be on All Madden. That's just what a lot of people are going with right now. I'd love for All Pro to work, but this is kind of par for the course. We're used to All Madden being the way to go for franchise, for a lot of us anyway. I will probably also try All Pro depending on how these tests go. So it's all Madden, and the sliders are not like super far off from default, but obviously there has been some tweaking. The QB accuracy for both user and CPU is down, fumbles have been tuned here, interceptions, and the tackle slider. So pretty simple stuff, but Deuce is liking his games, and I'd like to take a look at what we can do here. And I also wanted to play against a team that should, you know, give us a really tough challenge. We're up against Patrick Mahomes. So let's get out there and try to get us a victory. Let me get you guys moved over. I'm just making sure I have everything set up so I can get into some games. Harold, thank you for the super chat. Are we learning your franchise teams today? Also, what do you think about the contract holdouts? No. I will be making a video soon talking about like 5 teams I'd recommend you use for franchise mode. And then if and when I can get my franchise going, and I'm pretty confident I'll get a franchise going. It's just after last year, I don't really want to promise much. But the goal and plan is to get a franchise going here as soon as possible. I'm going to play a few different teams. Today, I'm just starting with Jacksonville. Will one of those 5 be yours? Possibly. Glad you're enjoying the game, Connor. I'm hoping that we have a much better year of Madden here with Madden 20. I know on the gameplay front, a lot of things are improved, but how does the user versus CPU experience all tie together? That's the big, big thing. Chandler, thank you. Are you going to check out Matt 10 sliders? I did pull them up. I have not tried them yet. I'll try Deuce's first, see what I think, and then compare them to what Matt has. There are a few sets up on OS right now, so I should have a few different ways of going about it. Yeah, I know. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with myself. Vague answers that don't give certainty. I say like probably too much and maybe too much. Jacob, thank you for the super chat. Will Roscoe Sheridan come to your team on Franchise? Also love the Kalispell series. Keep up the great work. Also, do you have an Instagram? I do not. Roscoe Sheridan. It's very likely that if I can get a new franchise going, that I'll do custom classes for it. I'll have Blackjack make me a handful of players, and they'll be a part of our draft class. There was one in the Dolphins series last year that I never actually got to fully use, so I'd want to recreate that. It had the likes of, I think, Jesse Heikkinen, maybe Terrence McKinley, Ja'Cory Day, maybe a few others. And I would love to bring some Kalispell talent to the franchise to make it special. So the sooner we can get this figured out, the sooner we can have the best franchise I've done. That's the goal. I want to give you guys something special you haven't seen before. Let's go. How often do you get breakout players? I've only seen it happen once or twice. I'm not exactly sure, but I haven't really stayed put with one team before. Doing a lot of testing with various teams and stuff like that. Add some Minnesota players too, possibly. Possibly. Oh, I said that again. Possibly. How about just like, yes? Is that better? Alright, press coverage might be a little risky here, but I have Ramsey and Boye, so I expect to get away with a little bit here. Mahomes opening, and he's going to launch one now, way downfield, and caught. I think, yes, Travis Kelce, 53 yards on the very first play. Now, from what I've seen so far on all Madden, it's very tough to get user pass rush. That's one of the first things I'll be taking a look at. X Factor in one play? Mahomes. 1st and 10. Caught by Anthony Sherman. Are you telling me Mahomes can get in the zone in one play? I thought it took 3. I know I'm missing some super chats right now. I'm just trying to figure this out because I've not seen that before. Let me go in my cover 3. Yeah, he's got rocket arm already. I didn't know it could happen so quick. 2nd down, Mahomes open over the middle. Good start. Super chat, Rome. Been watching since the Arizona State Dynasty. That was a short-lived dynasty back on NCAA 12. Now my first son is on the way. Thank you for entertaining me throughout these years. Well, congrats to you, and thanks for sticking around. It's sure been a while now. Out of bounds. Yeah, it's incredible how many of you have been here from years ago on past series. It's just wild to think of how long it's been. Quite the journey here. Now trying to get a stop. And they're going to run it, and we're all over it. Their first run loses 2. Got another super chat here. Cameron, Roscoe Sheridan career mode series. I'm not looking to do career mode right now. I think I prefer franchise, and I want to do more of it and have less kind of, less stuff to worry about overall. Mahomes is going down. Got some pressure there with Calais Campbell. Now, I'm not sure if I'll stick with the same set today. I might plug in something different. Ideally, I'd love to make it work on All Pro. But is it possible? I don't know yet. If you guys like these slider test streams, though, I can do more of them. I obviously do a lot of slider testing on my own. And while I don't mind testing, I would prefer to do it with like people to talk to, and I like to get some feedback from you guys and hang out. Otherwise, slider testing can get really tiresome, especially if you're not making much progress. So a 3-0 start. Yes, I do YouTube full time, thanks to all of your support. Marquise Lee on the quick screen. We'll get a couple yards here on the opening play. Trying to keep up here with Super Chats. Thank you, guys. Oh, yeah, Terrence Johnson and Joe Bennett reference in the comments. Terrence Johnson, Martin Parker, one of the dynamic duos of the channel. Dan, thank you for the Super Chat. I know you're super busy with content creation. I am. All of which is awesome. As for net, we'll get a few. But would you consider doing a fantasy football or a fantasy thing with your members? I have considered that. It's for channel members, when you offer perks, the main thing there is YouTube wants you to offer things that everybody can take part in. And, like, obviously a fantasy football league, you wouldn't be able to include, you know, that many overall. Whoa! Close the gap there nicely. I'm going nowhere on my first possession. If I can figure out some different ways of doing it or something, I don't know if there's a format that would work, but I think that would be a really fun way to go. Something fantasy related that would be accommodating for so many people. Yes, I am married. And a super chat here. Chandler, do you use higher in-game contrast? Just curious. I don't have the settings edited on here yet, but I'm streaming through my Elgato, and I definitely have color correction settings on there. I have a couple different settings here that I have in OBS, and I can show you. I have one setting for Kalispell. This is maybe a little high in contrast. Starting to get a little Fortnite-y in here. Let me see here if I can quickly just show you what my other stuff looks like. And, you know, oh, where'd it go? I'm missing it right now. This is with it off. So this would be like the game with no adjusting. Bengals in here. I didn't invite him. 2nd and 4. Mahomes downfield. Got him. Pretty nice. 5 of 5 for Mr. Mahomes. Oh, yeah. I really need to find a setting here for 20. Do you guys prefer it just like no correction right now rather than the extreme contrast I had going? What sliders are you using? These are from Deuce Douglas. They are posted somewhere on his Twitter, and I showed them early in the stream. So far, we're not stopping much in the air. Got play action. Nice coverage. And get a hand on one finally. Leo, thank you for the super chat. When will you be revealing the teams for your franchises? For this channel, as soon as I'm content, basically, knowing that I can get this off the ground slider-wise. On the second channel, it'll probably be revealed in episode 1. Oh no, Sammy Watkins. Jalen Ramsey, what happened? And what's been happening this whole game? One more look. Now, this is 50-50 reaction time coverage, 40 interception. Beats the press there quite easily. And what is Sammy's beat press? Just curious. I'm sure Jalen's press ability is super high. Let's go, Sammy. 82. So moderate. Only forced 1 incompletion so far. Been mixing up man and zone. Giving up big plays on both. 98 press. So ideally, no matter the difficulty, you'd want to see Jalen win that battle most of the time. Yeah, this is only being streamed right now in 720. After I move, I think I'm going to keep the colors this way. I should be able to get much better quality to you guys. All right, 10-0. Rough start for the Jacksonville defense.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Let's try to get this Leonard Fournette show going. There we go. There we go. Run him over, Leonard. Pick up 16. Ever considered 4K? I'm not sure when I'll be ready to stream 4K, but I'd like to get you guys much better quality here in the near future. Leo, thank you. And what franchises are you considering for both series? Well, there are a lot of teams that I have been considering. You know, one team I've talked about a lot the last couple of years has been Tampa. I've been considering them for a lot of reasons. The AFC East, wide open. I won't be doing the Dolphins, keep in mind. Foles floating. Unfortunately incomplete. Otherwise, I'm considering like the Bills and the Jets. Considering the Bengals. Considering the Denver Broncos. There are a lot of teams that I'm considering. It's still something I'm trying to figure out. There we go. Finally got a completion. Alfred Blue, not on the Texans anymore. And now he's hurt. What do we got here? How do you pull up the matchup stick again? L2. Perfect. Can't even see the matchup on that side. I couldn't tell ya. Keelan Cole at an advantage or not? Probably not. He has yellow here. And I'm guessing that means bad matchup or moderate. No major advantage either way. Second down. Ooh. Got it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Why am I not doing the Dolphins? Just changing it up. And plus, I know that Bengals using them, so I'd like to use a different team, preferably. I'll probably do something with the Dolphins eventually. I wish last year had worked out, though, because I had some plans with that team. We didn't even get into phase 1 of the Bring Teddy Home agenda. David, thank you for the super chat. Not the Dolphins' fault. Madden 19 was garbage. Yeah, it was tough. I wish I just like never updated my game after getting it going. Week 1 was super fun. Super fun. Manufacturing some yards, getting down the field this way. Love the fluidity of the gameplay. Just want to make sure everything can be balanced the way I like it. That's tight. Ooh, incomplete. See, I like seeing more coverage like that on default settings. You just don't get enough contesting like that. So far, there's a lot I like from like the user offense, CPU defense. 3rd and 4. Oh. Could have gone earlier on the drag. Ooh. Not a perfect kick, but a good one. What happened to the Kane challenge? Got patched away. It's gone. Next Marquise Walker video, that'll be tonight. Got that done earlier today. For the weekend, though, I'm planning to do a lot of streaming. Like, my main priority right now is play Madden 20, make whatever content I can on it, and let's do some streaming. Not much room there on the run for Hyde. Too easy there. Caught by Hill at the 41. Mahomes now 7 of 8. So I'll probably give this slider set 2 games, but I want them to be very different games. So here we're playing Mahomes, this passing attack. I want to see us play a much worse passing game next time. So tell me, who do the Bills play in week 2? Because I'd like to control them next. Oh yeah, I'll totally let you know the version of the game that I'm on when I do find the sliders. And I will be turning off automatic updates at that time. I don't know when the next video in every series is going to be. I got a lot of stuff going on. And I really want to play Madden 20 right now while it's brand new. So we'll get there eventually. That's a handoff to Hyde, finding some daylight for about 4. Love the CPU AI when it comes to running the ball. It's much better. And I can't wait to find ideal settings so that we can have a fun running game battle. 3rd and 4. Too much time. See, the big issue with all Madden is just the trench balance. It doesn't matter the coverage, doesn't matter the wide receiver catching, QB accuracy. Without pressure, and we're getting none. We're getting no pressure. Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue. I don't care if Mitchell Schwartz is a superstar, so is Ngakoue. And that's a big reason why I would love to make All-Pro work, if possible. Maybe we'll try it today. We'll see. Yeah, the quarterback AI on All-Pro leaves a lot to be desired. They check down the ball too much, and it's kind of easy to funnel them into doing whatever it is you want. I can play Cover 3 Sky and pretty much get checkdowns all day long, and that's not going to lead to very many fun games. Now, on All Madden, it does seem tougher, but at an expense. 3rd and 6. That's better coverage, and that is intercepted. In the end zone here, Harrison returning. Let's go. Yeah, if you're playing the EA Access version, Connor, you're playing the full game. It's just you're timed. And then when you get the regular version, your files will still be there. All Pro versus All Madden difference? Basically just quality of reaction, speed of reaction from the CPU, and their strength up front blocking. Kane rebuild the Bucks. Roberts, I might. The Bucks are a team I've talked about now for a couple of years as being intriguing, and that certainly hasn't changed. My favorite NFL team, I am a Minnesota Viking fan. Third down and 10. Uh-oh, that is trouble. Oh, man. I think Blue, like, jumped up to knock that away. Not what I expected there. Never is. All right, so I'm ready to go to halftime pretty much. Going to the Twins game on Sunday? Well, let's hope they don't do what they did yesterday against Miami. That was so disappointing. I'm not sure if it was a good idea to put Dyson in there. Guy probably hadn't even slept. I think the Twins took that game for granted. They were up by a 3 in the 9th inning, and they played a move they knew was risky. Now, the pitching isn't the only thing that ruined them yesterday. They also had like 3 innings of extras where they couldn't get a single base runner. So they had a chance to recover with their strength and didn't do it. I have no idea where Gordon's going to go because running back value is one of those things where there's a huge divide between where players think they're at and where teams think they're at. And I don't think that many teams, you know, are all that worried about having a star running back and paying them all this money because outside of the elite, production is replaceable for the most part. And if it's not, I mean, you can get pretty close for a lot less money. All right, so second half getting underway. Mirrored that route. Nice catch. 6 of 11 here with Nick Foles. Harold, thank you for the super chat. There was a great video by Brett Coleman that you should see about Kirk Cousins and why he doesn't deserve the blame for the Vikings season. I actually saw that in my recommended, and I need to catch up on some of his stuff because I like his content a lot. I got my own thoughts on the Kirk Cousins situation, and yeah, there were a lot of things that were out of his control last year. And I do think that in general, Cousins, like, no one ever misses a chance to scrutinize Kirk Cousins. I've never seen, well, actually I have a lot, but he's so under the microscope, and a lot of these quarterbacks that fall in that tier do. You know, Tony Romo did it for almost a decade. Andy Dalton spent a lot of time there. Cousins was pretty bad down the stretch last year, but as a whole, Cousins was good in a lot of games. He played really well against the Rams. He played extremely well in the 2 games. Well, in most of the first game against the Packers. Really well in the second game against the Packers. But against the Bears, just awful. Even that second game against the Lions was kind of sloppy. I think Cousins does deserve a decent share of the blame, but I think he'll always get more blame than he deserves. Fournette to the 5. Yeah, I'll try out NHL or FIFA one day. Not sure if it'll be this year. I'm pretty content with where things are at. All right, Koyak's going to go out to the flats. Who's following? No one. To the middle. Touchdown, Marquise Lee. There we go, finding our footing here offensively. Yep, the running is so much better, and it's a lot of fun. You know that I want to play franchise and find some 68 overall running backs and give them like 4 breakout scenarios and turn them into a superstar. It's like my fantasy of this game.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm using Deuce Douglas sliders right now. Last night I found out Matt Schaub is still in the league. Yeah, probably for this year. Honestly, I only watched like the first quarter of last night's game. Mahomes, checks it down. I don't know, the Hall of Fame game is probably, like, even after months without football, The Hall of Fame game is like my least favorite sporting event of the year.
Check, 47. Man, I got you.
Like, those guys have been in camp for no more than 2 weeks. And all they do all broadcast is tell you who's not playing. I watched all of it. I will. Tonight I'll watch probably, if there's a condensed version on Game Pass, I'll watch it. But I am not watching a 3-hour broadcast of the Hall of Fame game. I'll watch Kurt Bankert's 170 yards or whatever in a condensed format. Wow, Jacob, thank you for the super chat. Keep it up, bro. I will. Thank you. That is a very generous super chat. Thank you so much. All of your generosity is the reason why I'm able to do this as much as I can. And all I want to do is give you guys some incredible content to enjoy. And I hope that you enjoyed that moment, because I didn't. I like my wheel routes, but on all Madden, wheel routes are just a bad idea. So weird seeing Flacco in a Denver uniform, I know. It is a little strange. Classic Kane pick. That's not a classic. That's not vintage. I can do better. What do you think about the Broncos this year? I really don't think a whole lot of them. I think it's a transitional year trying to either just see what you got in some players like Deshaun Hamilton and Cortland Sutton, and obviously develop like Lindsey and Royce Freeman. I think that this is not likely going to be a very strong year for them, but if they can get couple players to step up, maybe Locke gets in, maybe he doesn't, they can have a vision for the future, but I'm not really expecting a ton from them. That's caught. Harold, thank you for the super chat. Just watch Brandon Perna's recap of the Hall of Fame game. I don't know who that is, but perhaps I shall. Although I would like to watch the condensed version. I like watching like preseason games, but I have a hard time wanting to dedicate like 3 hours to them. The problem is there's so many of these games. They're meaningless in terms of win-loss, and like 40% of the players, or more, because a lot of starters don't play, about half the players won't even be in the NFL this year. I don't know about Locke becoming a superstar, but I do like Drew Lock as a potential starting quarterback. I think that was a good pick for Denver. Got it! Or not. Thank you for the super chat. Have you ever considered a team with a veteran quarterback like the Saints or Steelers for franchise? Not normally teams with their winning traditions, although the Saints had, a few years of 7-9. I guess the closest I've done to that is replacing Carson Palmer with the Raiders. And I'm totally open to another team like that. The only issue is that there are usually so many other teams that have a more intriguing situation to me. Like, replacing Ben and finding, the next quarterback of the Steelers is interesting, but it's not more interesting than a handful of other teams to me. Harold, thank you. I will have to check him out then and see what he's got there, because I wouldn't mind a little more NFL stuff for my YouTube watching. So what do you guys think of this gameplay so far from just this first little matchup? The rugby player on the Eagles at left tackle, a star dev. That's what I'm talking about. Was he really star dev? Out of the box? Although star dev isn't like amazing this year. Star dev is great in 18. But it's basically quick this year. It's only a step away, though, from having superstar abilities. Although I'm not sure if offensive linemen are able to break out. I don't believe that's a thing. I could be wrong. I hope I am. Caught. First down. Keelan Cole. What happened to him last year? He had a lot of hype going into the year, and it kind of went away quickly. Really fell down the depth chart. What did he do last year? I have 17 seconds. Keelan Cole, PFR, Pro Football Reference. Spend a lot of time there. Yeah, only 38 catches last year. Actually, he had nearly as many catches as a year before, but they must have used him very differently because his yards per reception went down by 4.9 yards. That basically means you're probably going from being a deep threat to a screen receiver. Do they keep track of Yak here? Not on PFR. Maybe because Yak isn't really an official stat. I think it's estimated. It's probably tracked somewhere. Yeah, I want to use some custom draft classes, but I want to have players from like past dynasties to really... Oh, no! I want to throw it away. I want to actually spice up the franchise with some players you've seen before from past series. I think that'd be really fun. Like, imagine in our league, there's Jesse Heikkinen over on the Bengals, and we run into him in year 2 as he's like an 84 overall, developing nicely. Foles on target. Like, imagine the possibilities. Bringing back some of those players and getting deeper into franchise. It'd be so much fun. 4th and 6, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. And I'm gonna get it! Touchdown, James O'Shaughnessy. Ron, thank you for the super chat. Better prospect, Kashim Verndon or Reggie Shepard? Ooh. Size, speed, total package receivers. I'm guessing Kashim would have like better ratings because I think his catching right away was in the 90s. I think he had an A- skill. It might have been spec catch, something of that nature. Devin, thank you for the super chat. Have you had 1 million fumbles happen in a game yet? I get 4 to 5 a game sometimes, and others it's fine. Love the content. Keep it up. Vikes franchise return. Won't be going to the Vikings this year. But as far as fumbles go, when I have been playing, I haven't had too many. I'm not sure I've seen more than 2 a game. But I know a lot of people have had different results. So I'm not sure exactly. But, you know, a lot of slider sets are toning down the fumbles. And remember, if you want to do that, the slider has to go up. If you want, you know, less fumbles, and so you move it from 50 to 0, you're actually, like, increasing it dramatically. Because the lower, the more fumbles there are. And they tell you that in the slider description. Who's better, J-Dub or Anton Greenberry? Well, you got to go to J-Dub just based on this Super Bowl run we've had. Those are probably my 2 best quarterbacks, like, ever. I mean, all those rings, all the playoff success. Like, Greenberry, he had a lot of playoff struggles in that Browns series. As Mahomes drifts back a little far. We're going to overtime today. Now, J-Dub struggled early in the playoffs in his career. but after his first contract, he became lights out. Kane, you playing Call of Duty? I am not. I haven't really been playing a lot of games outside of the channel lately. I've been playing, like, what have I been playing lately? Pokemon Y. I've been doing a Wonderlock on Pokemon Y. Playing a little bit on the Switch, Smash, Mario Kart, Mario Party. I just really wasn't having that good of a time playing a lot of other games on console, whether it be, well, I mean, I have fun with games like Red Dead and Assassin's Creed and everything else, but they just weren't holding my attention, and I was tired of dedicating so much time to something that I just wasn't having enough fun with. So lately I've been just watching a lot more like baseball and just been consuming my time doing other stuff. It's summertime. I don't want to be inside too much. I already had 6 months of that from, you know, like last October through April. Up top, oh, it might be over. Not yet. But I'm more content for sure. But I'm just not that interested in stuff like Call of Duty. Like, I keep feeling like I'm chasing, when I'm playing these games, I'm chasing something that I just want to, like, relive. Like, I had a lot of fun playing a lot of those games back in the day. You know, a lot of Call of Duty, like 10 years ago. But now every time I try to, like, bring that back, it just doesn't work. So I gotta move on. And that's fine. I like playing Pokemon because I can pick it up, put it down anytime, and it doesn't really matter. It's not like an online game, so, you know, don't have to keep up with it every day. Doesn't matter if it's old. This is not going well in overtime, folks. Super Mega Baseball 2, yeah, I love that game. I have no clue when it's going to come back. I intended to bring it back earlier. One thing that definitely impacted that was the Surf series taking off and becoming a big thing after I really wasn't thinking about 2K for a while. But I know that right now I don't have the time to make it as good as I want it to be. And I know I have to make some changes for our next season. So it's going to be pushed back, as it already has been. Harold, thank you for the super chat. Try Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Game-winning touchdown right there for Hill, or Hollow Knight. Yeah, Hollow Knight looks interesting. I know that one's on Switch, and that's kind of my preferred console right now for that kind of stuff, because I can play anywhere. That's another big thing. I like the versatility. Hollow Knight looked interesting. What's that game about? I do play a lot of fantasy football, yes. Daily fantasy, best ball, season long. I like fantasy football a lot. And I've gotten a lot more into fantasy baseball these last couple of years. A little bit of fantasy basketball. So here are the stats from the first game of the stream. Mahomes was pretty unstoppable. 13 yards an attempt is a lot. I did press a lot, and they seemed to easily pass by press coverage. That's a little concerning because there's no, like, press slider. I ran better than the CPU did. Running game felt okay for the most part. 5 catches for Dede, 4 for Lee. There was some good in there for sure. Let's move on. Who plays the Bills in week 2? Watch that last play. I already got out. Leo, thank you for the super chat. Are you going to do a 2K20 series or continue the surf? The plan is to continue the surf because there's still a long way to go, and I really like that team. I didn't get super aggressive for Neil Hope, so I could cut that series short. Green Wave, thank you for the super chat. Please put sliders in the description of series. I will make sure to do that. Want you guys to know what is there. Let me see the Bills schedule. Doesn't have to be week 2. I thought I was going to sim ahead. Panthers. Who don't want to play? Oh, that's preseason. Jets and Giants. Who would you guys rather see me play with? The Jets or the Giants? Does this game feel much different than last year's? In a lot of ways it does. Like, the gameplay is a lot smoother. The player movement, they finally got it this year. Like, last year was not even close. Player movement is great. Running game feels good. I think there's a lot of blocking improvements. Pass game feels better. But I'm waiting to find the right slider set to make it all come together the right way. Who would I take number 1 in fantasy football? A lot of you want to see the Jets. Jets, Jets, Jets. All right. If I had the number 1 pick, I'd probably take Saquon Barkley. Now, there are a few negatives against him going into this year. However, a lot of them are the same negatives going into last year. As far as the quarterback play around him, as far as the offensive line situation. The difference now is there's no Odell Beckham to draw attention, but I still think that Saquon Barkley is going to have a really good season, and obviously he's only in his 2nd year, so you're not as worried about him getting wore down or anything. And I remember back to like when Adrian Peterson was the number 1 pick for years, like AP at his best was always playing on teams that had lackluster offenses. They had decent offensive lines, but he ran for 296 in a game that saw like Robert Ferguson and Bobby Wade start at receiver. So I think Barkley's the number 1 because there's, I don't know, there are like a couple contenders for that I would like. Christian McCaffrey probably being the main one. Again, he's young, gets a huge workload, a lot of passing game, and I would have more faith in the Panthers offense being good than the Giants offense, so I can understand McCaffrey 1 or 2. Elliott, given the holdout, I'm just really iffy on that. Gurley, injuries have me concerned. His workload I don't think will be the same. Kamara, definitely up there. I just don't think that his workload will be that of Barkley's or McCaffrey's. I'd have to see the numbers from last year, but I think Barkley had the best market share. Either him or Zeke had the highest market share last year out of running backs. What was that characters menu you had going on there? What was characters menu? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Characters menu. Would you take Bell early? Yeah, late 1st round probably, mid-late 1st. I'm not sure, like, I think that it's obvious to want a higher pick, but in snake format, that really doesn't matter when you're drafting because there's so many different strategies. Like, you might get the number 1 pick, but then you're probably not picking again until pick 24 or pick, 20. I prefer late 1 because it gives me a chance to pounce on value. Like, my favorite thing about fantasy is beating other people, whether that be at the draft or whatever. I want to get more value than you. That's part of the game to me. And if I have to make the first pick, you get to react to me. I don't get the advantage. I don't like having the number 1 pick. I'd rather have the last pick and get back-to-backs. Oh, when I had the sidebar there, it was because I have multiple characters created, so I'm playing as a couple different teams is all. It was just keeping track of all the coaches I have on this franchise file. Because you can have 32 team control if you want. Alright, so I expect a different game here playing against the Bills. However, will we see typical all Madden stuff where Allen throws 75%, 10 yards an attempt, doesn't get pressured? We'll see. Cloud franchise, so you can get the scenario engine updates. I really don't like my franchise having to be online only is the thing there. Like, I play hour-and-a-half long games. Usually. If not close. And I don't lose connection often. But I also don't have to worry about it if I'm offline. That is a good point, though. I'm hoping they're patched in and not just like, you know, typical updates or over the air, whatever they call it, where they don't need a patch. Do you guys like the Jets uniforms? I feel like they would suit Eastern Michigan more. They haven't grown on me quite yet. There's aspects of them I like. I think I don't like the stroke around the numbers. They're down in 6. Allen has no pressure around him, and that is unfortunate. Yes, I love them. I think the styling and font choice is very good. I've also always been a big fan of the Bills setup here. Like, they can pull off kind of a retro look, and it works. Hey, thank you for the super chat. I used to have a life. No message, but I appreciate the super chats and all the super chats that have been coming in. Thank you guys so much. I need to see their black uniform again, because I think I like that one more. Nice stop. Let's see. Jets black uniform. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yes. That black uniform is so nice. Wow, that's really good. I haven't seen it in a while. A fake on 3rd down. Allen lets it fly. Where's the coverage, everybody? That's not a touchdown? Guess not. That is. Shady's got his running style, but I don't think he'd be running like that from the goal line. When he's running a stretch outside, sure. I think you missed my super chat. Let me check, Harold. I apologize. Oh. You're a bug who descends into a ruined kingdom. I'm assuming this is Hollow Knight. And you try to piece what happened to it. You have to figure the plot out yourself through context clues. Alright, that sounds different. And I think, you know, when I play games now, I try to look for something new just because there's a lot of sameness in the games industry. I love these jet plays. We fake it to the tight end. Oh, and wide open. Let's go, Robbie Anderson. 42 just like that. Who's the second best team in the AFC East? I'm going Jets. Jets over Bills. Come on, Le'Veon. I forgot I had Bell. Not used to him being on the Jets. Big fan of the running game.
Let's go. 49, 49, guys. Mike, 49.
Wanted to get rid of that.
Talking about.
I kind of wish it was a little bit easier to throw it away, like in terms of like animation speed. Thanks for coming to spend some time, Connor. I appreciate it. So what does it take to get Bell in the zone, and what exactly is his ability? First one free. Okay.
I'm going back to you.
Rush for 10 plus yards 3 times. Yep. Nothing here. Got it. Or not. I missed it short. Oh, man. Did I forget to aim down there? Perhaps I did. Whoops. Am I optimistic this cycle? David, I'm optimistic I can get a franchise going, yes. I just hope that I'm not, like, settling and I'm actually doing a series with gameplay and everything that is quality. And if it can't be my best franchise from that standpoint, that'd be a disappointment to me.
Watch left. Watch left. We gotta get the.
Second and forever for Josh Allen. He'll get a lot of that yardage back. Maybe all of it.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Watch right. Watch right. Watch right. Watch right. Check, check, check.
What team intrigues you the most to do a franchise for? I don't think there's any one team that stands above the rest. But
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
I think when you look at... One sec. Third down, he throws it away. Nice job. I think when you look at, like, every little thing... I think teams that really stand out to me are like Tampa, Denver. Teams that not only need work, but also have like a gauntlet to get through even when you get rebuilt. Like Tampa doesn't have an easy path forward, 6 games a year against those teams in that division. Like it's not enough to be good. You got to find a way to beat teams that have been in the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game. Panthers a few years ago, Saints, not long ago, and the Falcons only a few years removed from that Super Bowl loss. And then when you consider like Denver, obviously Mahomes. Perhaps the future of the NFL, now in his 3rd season, he's going nowhere, so what do you do? Yeah, Lions for the same reasons. Like, they need some work. They got some nice pieces, but wow. No easy games there in the NFC North. Lions are in that same scenario. I think the Cardinals are in a similar one with how good Seattle and LA can be. San Francisco's been building up something. They got a bunch of weapons this year. Ooh. So Arizona, who has a lot of work to do. Both sides of the ball. I used to have a life super chats. 49ers or Vikings? I will super chat $100. Decide. 49ers or Vikings for franchise? I'd say San Francisco is the more interesting team. Oh, that's close. The Vikings, like, if you're interested in a team that doesn't have a ton of needs, however, might have to get a quarterback in the next couple of years, will probably have a difficult cap situation. Still a good option. But I think normally people want teams that they think need a lot of rebuilding in the draft. And the Vikings, as they sit right now, don't. And I hope they don't anytime soon. Another good one is Tennessee, Houston, Indy. You know, Jacksonville's got a tough defense, and you've got to decide, you know, Mariota, 150 mil, or you're starting over. Oh yeah, sliders will all be public whenever I have something I want to show. Just right now I'm using Deuce Douglas sliders. There is a lot here that I like. Kind of thinking though I'd like to feel an all-pro set here perhaps after this game. Just see where it goes. Oh, it's overthrown! I almost had it. I almost had it. You really missed last cycle, man. Yeah, I didn't want to have to end the series, but I am glad I did. Guys, that was thrown square. Not even close. I don't know why misses like this are in the game. That's a big problem to me. Like, that's the equivalent of trying to shoot a free throw and it ends up at the scores table. Anunwa. Oh, I just like him. I was throwing it to Crowder, though, the whole way. Anunwa was a great Madden receiver. Now, maybe I should make this kick. Do you think Kirk Cousins can bring a team a Super Bowl? If he needs to shoulder a huge portion of the workload, don't think so. But if the situation around him is stable, then I think yes.
Come on now, let's go. Right there, 19. Right there, 54 miles. Defense wins championships, baby.
The situation for Keenum, like, the offensive line wasn't good with Keenum, but it was surely a lot better than last year. And the defense didn't stumble out of the gates in 2017 either. Took them over a month to get things right in 2018.
Let's go. Let's do this.
This game should be out today, David. Today is the release date, or one of them anyway. There are at least 3 release dates for games these days. Oh boy, someone tackle him.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Check Mike 57. Mike 57. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Check. Check.
Yeah, the Bengals are an awesome choice. Anytime you can move on from a quarterback like Dalton, that's a fun place to start for a franchise. And then, you know, how much more of A.J. Green do you have? Probably not a lot of high-level years. And then the Browns could be taking over in that division. You got Lamar Jackson twice a year. Pittsburgh lost some talent for sure, and they'll be finding a new quarterback, so I feel that their situations would actually be pretty similar for a franchise, but the Steelers are just in better shape. 3rd and 2. Nice. C.J. Mosley. Keenum steps into it. That's right. Pass is caught. Diggs, sideline, touchdown. Unbelievable. Eagles win. Blackjack, what's going on? Let's go Browns. You got the Odell Beckham jersey yet? As you can tell, Blackjack is taking this offseason quite well. I think this is what you get for Clemson being so good. Like, the sports world, unless you're like a Boston fan, congrats, you win all the time. You probably have to set up like 3 dates in advance, you know, like a year out for parades and everything like that. Wouldn't know what it's like. But for everybody else, I think it's good when you can have a Clemson fan base and then Blackjack, a Giants fan, gets some balance. Or if you're an Ohio State fan, the Browns for so long made it so only Saturday was a good day on the weekend. Now you might have both. And I'm over here basically saying if we're above average, it's a good year. I'm not used to winning. Third and 4. No. Uh-oh, that thing is getting blocked almost. Good punt, though. Real good punt. What if I'm an Ohio State and Vikings fan? Well, you know Sunday you're never going to be comfortable anyway. Would I ever do a Packer franchise? I would consider it. I almost brought Matt Pierre to the Packers at one point, but I had a good reason for not doing it. I think it was their quarterback situation just wasn't stable. I was going to do anything for a ring. Any chance of a 2K5 series? Unlikely. I do have it, though. Kalispell basketball? We'll see. We'll see. I know I didn't like 2K8 as much as 2K19. Clemson is fun. Yeah, they'll get me through a lot of the year knowing the Giants ain't competing. You're going to miss on Saquon Barkley's big season. The player I want to see, though, from that offense this year is Evan Ingram. As he gets into his second season, I want to know... I know when it comes to fantasy, best ball, all that stuff, I'm going to be really high on Evan Ingram. Usually the top tight ends in fantasy go a little too early for my liking. Like, I'm seeing Travis Kelce in like the first round or second round. Tight ends are volatile. It's not a very deep position, so guys like Kelce and Kittle are super valuable. But I'm going to take my chances later on with someone like Evan Ingram or even David Njoku. Got it out there. Oh, yeah, I haven't even talked about Washington. Obviously, with Haskins, you got a quarterback for the future there, and probably a bad cap situation, just depending on how the game handles Alex Smith's money. There we go. Yeah, Patriots got Cam Meredith. I saw that. I wonder how serious the injury stuff was, though, because I was really high on Meredith after his kind of breakout year with the Bears. And I thought the Bears were really making a mistake in not matching the offer sheet. And now a year later, he's in New England, which might not mean much. I mean, when New England gets a player, it doesn't mean like, oh, everybody else made a mistake. Like, the Patriots make a ton of mistakes, especially at receiver. Would I take a risk and draft Gordon and Zeke in fantasy? I'd be more likely to take Zeke. But I'm not even sure what a good value for those guys is. Because you could have a Le'Veon Bell situation. It's unlikely. But you could miss him for half the year. Gordon, I wouldn't lose sleep over. Like, he's good back. But, I mean, he's not Zeke. He doesn't get Zeke production. So I can move on from that. But, like, if I had the chance to take Elliott, and I'm sitting there like, am I okay stomaching not playing him for 8 weeks and yet spending this high pick? For Gordon, I'd just say no. For Zeke, I'd have to think. Run a heavy RPO read offense, get a running quarterback like Lamar. It's totally an option this year. Thank you. Nice block. Oh, the power with a little stiff arm there from Le'Veon Bell. Thoughts on the Jets offense? It could be one of the better offenses perhaps in the AFC. Not up there with like KC, but I think it has the pieces in place to be a top 5 offense in that conference. There's a lot of talent here. Thanks, guys. Thoughts on Titans defense? I do like it. Got some impact players at all levels. That's one of the main things I look for. When it comes to the Titans, though, like, I don't think about their defense because I know, like, their offense is going to dictate how far they can go. Oh boy. I'm very close. I think we go for it here.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. March 49. March 49. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that.
Yes. Wasn't sure about that one. I should have wore the black uniforms. Those are amazing.
49 the mic. Watch 49. Rabbit.
I don't have a team decided yet on franchise. I'm still just playing the game and seeing where things go. But I already talked about basically every team I'm considering. I don't know who it's going to be yet. Now, I will say I'm looking to start my rebuild franchise next week. That's going to happen. I have 2 more episodes to do with the Cardinals. I'm doing an off season and then a long sim to end it. And then we're on to a new team and a brand new journey. Drafting a running back every year, it's the Kane way.
Let's go. 49, guys. Mike, 49. Hey, what's the
Trying to get this in the end zone. Getting pretty pass heavy here. Oh, where's Bell? Bilal Powell, still a Jet. Ahead to the 2. I should live stream the last Cardinals live off season. Not sure that I'll do that. I think it would be fun. Apparently not the right call there. Hope you guys like field goals. Yeah, I'll be streaming more Madden 20 this weekend. Tomorrow, for sure. What I'm thinking right now from this gameplay is it has potential, but it still leaves me wondering what's possible on all-pro sliders. I don't know that there are too many all-pro sets out there right now. I think Armor and Sword has one on the Operation Sports forums. I'd have to see those. I'm not sure when I'm going to stop the Twins franchise, but I will not be doing it on another game is all. Shady, ooh, kept his balance.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Let's get it. 57 to Mike.
Yeah, power backs are improved in the game, definitely. But the CPU at times will still decide it's time to spin when it's time to just run through somebody. Yeah, Shady's signature run style. I'm not sure. Do they have any other signature run styles in the game?
54. Hey, I'm coming. Let's go, baby. 57. 57. Watch the curl.
I should turn X Factors off until the playoffs. I haven't seen X Factors become an issue. Like, in these two games, we haven't seen a single X Factor matter. Mahomes unlocked his, didn't use it. I'm sure eventually I'll come across a game where we see the true value of an X Factor, but it's not going to happen too much. Third and 3 from the 48. We're going to bring pressure. Bad pass from Allen. There we go. That's the kind of inaccuracy that I think the game needs more of. Barely missing. Clippers versus Lakers on Christmas. That should be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to the new NBA season. I really got into the playoffs, and I was really sad when the playoffs came to an end.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Smooth running this year. I really like just the feel of it. Thanks for spending some time here, Guilherme. Appreciate it. Got time. And, oh, he's going long and overthrew him. I've missed more of those than I've hit so far, which I don't think is a bad thing. Like, they're not supposed to be, like, on target every time. Pick up Rizzo. How am I going to afford that? And plus, he's on a long-term deal in my series with the Sox. I think I'm done handing out big contracts in that series for a while. I've had my fun for a few off seasons, but now I gotta find some cheaper options. Third and 7. Oh, I was hoping he'd sink down on the underneath route, but that pressure was coming off the edge. I had to throw it then. Actually, I had a half second I could have waited, but I knew that pressure was getting through. Let's have Jamison Crowder on that out route instead. I was trying to roll away, and for some reason got too far upfield and had to cut. Lost all my speed. All right, need to stop here, defense. 10-9 Buffalo. Play action for Allen, who badly misses. I need to trade Dallas Keuchel. He's still pitching pretty well. I'd have to have someone ready to take that spot if I did. The pitching hasn't been quite good enough to consider that move. Too many sim injuries. I haven't even upped injuries yet in franchise mode, so I don't think so yet. I know I had an issue with Madden 19 and injuries being like completely infrequent. I guess it was probably my setting. Like when you play on like a number and sim on the number, a lot of times you get different results because there's just a higher chance of injury in games you actually play. So I might need to do something where I have a sim setting and a play setting. Yeah, these are sliders from Deuce Douglas. They are mostly default. However, there's been some tweaking to interceptions, tackling for user. It's not totally different, but it's an all-pro set. Feels like an all-pro set. There's a lot of good here. Ooh, I could have hit square. Do I think the Braves got a shot this year? Yeah. The Braves got a nice team. Ooh, I gotta get out of here. Darnold! Oh. Please say his knee was down. Not reviewing it. Okay. So a turnover for Darnold, getting a little greedy there with the running. Kane is too young to remember the Twins World Series win in '91. I was born in '92. Thoughts on Twins trade deadline? Huge missed opportunity. I think that while, you know, it's right to want to hang on to some of your best prospects, I think they missed an opportunity. A pitcher would make a bigger difference. A starting pitcher, especially with the way Odorizzi's been pitching lately, and, you know, outside of Barrios, who's actually had, you know, a few starts lately that haven't been that good. But his last start was excellent. But you can't look at the Twins starting pitching and say, yeah, that's good enough to go up against the Yankees and Astros. I get the price was probably high, but it was doable. The Astros, for one, did not give up a lot for Zach Greinke at all. You know what really messed things up? Teams like the Mets getting Marcus Stroman and then not trading Syndergaard. Almost lost the game right there. Might be a game that ends on a Hail Mary or going down. There'll be no Hail Mary. All right. So that was pretty tough. There's still a lot of balancing I want to do with the CPU offense. I probably want to mess with coverage a little bit still. I know there was a balance between like reaction and coverage for the past few years that I'll have to just figure out on this game. Slider testing's going all right, not too bad. I think this set has some positives. I've yet to play a game where the CPU running game has done much on any setting. I mean, Tariq Cohen did have that long touchdown on me. Second play. But outside of that, the run game has been non-existent. And the pass rush balance on all Madden is not really there. Let me take a look now for like an all-pro set. Do I think this year's Super Bowl winner gets something special since it's the 100th season? Probably nothing out of the ordinary. Please do your conventional franchise. I started watching during your UTSA Dynasty and loved your stuff since. I am doing everything I can to get it going. This is me trying to get there right now. Let me save this quick. Yeah, I think we'll get it somewhat bearable or somewhere close. Like, I'm pretty confident we're going to get a set. It's just, can I get it soon? Because I'd like to play. Oh, the Super Bowl ring? Yeah, I could see the ring this year being pretty good. Like, I'm sure when the Vikings get their rings next summer, we're going to be in awe by what they get. How about a little music here in between games? How do you get the custom sliders? Well, I got Deuce Douglas's from Twitter, and I'll be going to Operation Sports perhaps for an all-pro set to try out. Armor and Sword has one. Doesn't look like there's a lot of development on this set is all. The testing's going all right. There were some things that I want to change from that last game. Maybe I should just try editing these for the time being then. What would you guys like to see different after watching 2 games on that set? I think for me, I want to try increasing the CPU run blocking a little bit, especially because we upped user tackling on this setting. QB accuracy at 20. We gotta drop pass blocking. I'm not sure how far though. I'll just go 5 for now. Charter 04 said on Twitter, I didn't even think to check Charter. Yeah, he does have a thread. It's just a little further down than the rest. Updates as of the 31st. Okay, Charter does have a set. Yeah, let's try these. I have Deuces saved here. But let's see. Charter's using 25 accuracy. I don't mind the sound of that after that game with Allen. 38 catching. Yeah, they don't drop enough. Or get impacted by enough. 35 run blocking, really? He actually drops run blocking significantly. Fumbles he has at 35 for CPU anyway. I'm just going to go with exactly what Charter has here. Pass 40, 30, 40. Like the sound of that. And tackling is at 43. These are the CPU settings. Let me go to user. He's going 47 accuracy, 55 pass blocking. I think I like the sound of that. I'm not sure I need the run blocking boost, but I'm just going to use whatever he's got here. How do you do a touch pass? Oh, Jamila's here. How's it going, Jamila? Do you have 5 million coins already? Not looking to live stream Surf. I am looking to live stream a lot of Madden is all. I want to get a really good series here off the ground as fast as I can. So I'll probably do a lot more testing tonight even after streaming. I'll just be doing like more boring stuff is all. And then I'll come back tomorrow and maybe show you what I got. No comment. What is only 4 million? That was one of my favorite parts of Ultimate Team though, is just the market. Especially in the beginning. All right. Let's play a game. San Francisco, Tampa Bay. How do you recommend starting a franchise on YouTube? I think you're looking for the hook. What is interesting about your franchise? What is the journey going to be about? What are the storylines that you're invested in to get things underway? Who are the stars? What are the challenges? Those are the questions I would try to answer with a video. Touch pass? To do a touch pass, you can... It's somewhere in between simply tapping the button and holding the button down when you press it. Like, imagine just holding it down for like a half second and then letting up. I don't know how else to describe it. Tough control to do so. Oh yeah, John Kuhn at quarterback. That's the hook. Saints legend, John Kuhn. All right. Got a new game going here, and the Buccaneers will have it first. These are now Charter 04 sliders. Some differences here between his set and Deuce's. So let's take a look. Quick little screen pass outside, and losing a few right away is Godwin. I'm not worried about rosters so much. Like, Madden comes out now, like right after the All-Star break, essentially. So I'm not worried about 5 weeks going by to start a franchise. It will start whenever gameplay is ready. And that's it. I will do a coach this year because I want to do scenarios. So I won't do owner stuff in probably either of my series.
Ready? Flag, what is that? March 56. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Third and long now for Tampa. Winston's going to go deep. He's got a man there. Chris Godwin got behind Richard Sherman. Now, that's been a trend in these games so far. Receivers getting behind my corners. We're playing 7 yards off here. And he just burns them. Double move. And too much speed for Sherman to handle these days. You are the reason why I make franchise. Well, I appreciate that, Dre. I think franchise is so much fun. I want everybody to see that. Even though the mode and everything might not get that much love, like, you can have a really fun time in here still. But sometimes it is some work to get there. Hoping things tighten up here in the red zone. Second down, Winston. Back of the end zone, and no one home to defend that throw. Touchdown. Is that Rashad Perriman? I had no idea he was in Tampa, but he is. How are the basic sliders? Oh, there are a lot of people that like default all Madden this year. Me, I'm just trying to find something that's more to my liking. Like, I never like default sliders as they are. And I'd rather not just rush a series out when I'm not ready.
45, 45, 45, Mike, 45.
I'll probably not, I don't plan to do a career mode this year. I'd like to focus on franchise content. Let's go. Tevin Coleman.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Here we go. 45. Go, go, go. Check 45. Mike, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Oh yeah, Mike Daniels to the Lions was a nice move. That D-line is pretty scary. Strength getting stronger. There we go. First down and more. Catch and run there. Jordan Matthews.
Here we go, here we go.
Do you like how X factors affect the game? I like the idea, but I really haven't seen one really stand out yet. It's been mostly like pass rushers that are really good and they just like dominate. But I haven't really gotten into enough games that I'm taking seriously with like good settings to see the true potential. But the idea is something I am a fan of. More so the superstar abilities than the X factors. Ooh.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180.
Will I continue Jordan Starks one day? Haven't really given Road to the Show much thought either. Like, I really prefer doing franchise-style content and less player-based. Doesn't mean I don't like player-based, but it's really got to be the right series.
Hey, come on, come on, come on. Check line 45. Stop your whining.
Should have probably audibled out of that. Didn't think I'd really have much to audible to, though.
Good stop. Good stop. Here we go, here we go.
I want to see you play Ultimate Team this year. I've played Ultimate Team a lot in the past. I did not play last year. I don't intend to play this year. Just a mode that... Oh, so close. It's a mode that requires either a lot of time or a lot of money, and I'm not really looking to give either one of those. I don't like what it takes to keep up. And I don't want, like... I like playing against other people from time to time, but I do prefer just a solid user CPU experience. Because I want to play sim football. So 7-3. The running AI this year is a lot better, Ty. The main thing is just like finding settings where the CPU actually gets those running lanes. So I'm going to be messing around a lot with the blocking sliders, and I'll do some more testing tonight. I want to try editing a lot of stuff and then seeing what I can build myself using what I learned last year's slider testing on 18 Like, there was a point last year where I had a pretty good set. It was some of the most fun gameplay I've ever seen on Madden, and I want to get back there picked off. Probably can't score.
Pick six, baby. Let's get this all day. Here we go. 180. Mike 45. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I really like the Matt Pierre series. I had a lot of fun with that one. One of my favorite player-based deals. Oh no! I lost it back on the fumble. Come on, Tevin. That was unfortunate. Backstories for the rookies. I plan to use some college players for my dynasties. I think that would just be a huge boost to my franchise, being able to bring in, you know, Kalispell greats, have them really play like their college version of themselves, and then seeing where they go in the league and playing against them. Like, I got, you know, a lot of ambition when it comes to franchise, and I really want to realize it this year. 3rd and 2. Going short for Evans. What happened there on the tackle? I was very high on Tevin Coleman coming out of college. And he's a good back. Very good back. Winston, not very comfortable. And now he's going to take off for a few. See, I like that. It's a good time to scramble. Don't just stand there and get sacked or throw a pick on 1st and 10. Get going. Jonathan, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Who's the GOAT between Unger and Greenberry? I'd have to go Unger. He has unparalleled playoff success. Greenberry had some great playoff runs, but Unger had more and had a better stretch of consistent play in them. Unger's career didn't start that well in the playoffs. Like, there were a lot of bad games and just horrible interceptions. But then he fixed it. Screens do work. RPOs are a lot of fun. I'll run some screens on this possession. I don't think I've done a very good job in this stream of showing off a lot of the new stuff. I will make draft classes. I'd also like to make you guys the draft class this year of just a bunch of players from my series. I don't think I'll do as many as I originally planned to do on last year's that I didn't complete, but I would like to make a class that offers like a bunch of quarterbacks and skill players and just if you want it, just a bunch of players to influx your franchise that you'll recognize. Okay, I need to switch up my play calling here soon. Garoppolo. That's tough. Nicely done. All right. Let's see what we got here for screen game. Let's try one of these. I like calling these plays, but actually running them is another thing. This is not all pro. These are all Madden sliders. When I work on stuff tonight, I'm going to try all pro. See if I can get it anywhere that I like it. Bubble screens, though, work a lot better. It's not perfect. There are still some missed blocks and some designs that aren't optimal. Like here, it looks like we have a pretty good chance, but there's a player that end is able to get out in pursuit. No one slows him down, And he just immediately finds the receiver.
Here we go, here we go.
Big fan of the RPOs. They feel great.
Switch up, switch up.
Intercepted Levante David.
Ready? Move ready.
All right, 10-3 Tampa. Can we get a stop? Winston checks it down. Ooh, that worked in a face mask. A lot of those. Should we play all Madden or all Pro for a more authentic game? I don't know yet. I think I want to try to get it to work on all Pro, and I hope it's all Pro. Ideally, it would be, but it might be all Madden. Gonna bring some pressure now. Doesn't matter. I've had very little pass rush in these all Madden games today. That's one of my big gripes, and one reason why I'm gonna try to make all Pro work. But I'm seeing so many others go to all Madden that I'm like, huh, I know they tried all Pro. They had to have. Nice blocking. Touchdown. This game has a better foundation though to work with, so I'll give it some time. A new dynasty for NCAA, you know, I'm not really sure if and when I'll do another dynasty. It's possible, and I have some ideas for if I want to go back to it, but nothing that I'm ready to share yet. I'm still thinking about when I want to end Kalispell. It's been a fun run. You know, Jonathan, I haven't watched enough of the Hall of Fame game. I watched first few possessions and said, oh, I'll catch it later. I'll watch a condensed version.
Go ahead, go ahead. 54.
I'll watch the condensed version tonight.
Don't get nervous. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180. 45, 45.
There we go. I should have used the timeout earlier. Might be able to get points here. Don't fumble.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Right, here we go. 180. 54 miles. Don't get nervous.
Goodwin needs the streak instead of Matthews. So we're going to switch up the routes. Up top, Goodwin in the end zone. Can't make the catch. All right, so what kind of screens do we have here? Is there a bubble screen in this playbook? I didn't see one earlier. I wanted something very quick. but I think I can do this a different way. I want a few more yards. I want to try something.
Here we go. Ready? 12, fellas, here we go. 45.
Couldn't do it as quick as I wanted to. Just testing something out. Let's go to second half. How do you prevent burnout after playing so much? Well, that's kind of a misconception. Like, I don't actually end up having to play that much. Like, I do a lot of, you know, commentary and editing. So, really, a couple games a week in a series is pretty normal. And plus, I just enjoy franchise so much. It's what I want to play. And especially when things are going well. Like, franchise does not get old. To me, it only gets old when, you know, we're not able to have, you know, a fun, challenging experience. So burnout has nothing to do with just, like, the time spent on it for me. I don't do live commentary for my franchises or my dynasties. Basically, everything on this channel is post commentary. Everything on my second channel is live. Ooh, I could have gone square. I rushed it.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. Good work, boys. Let's go.
Out of all my Madden franchises, what was my best draft pick?
Ready. Blue lady. Check. Watch the
There's so many. I need your help. Who's my best draft pick? Nate Bell is up there. Obviously, J.W. Unger. Reggie Shepard. Nataki Mason. Ahmad Burns. Yeah, that's a good one from the second channel now. Perry Cummings. I see a couple Perry Cummings mentions in the chat now. Yeah, Perry Cummings is one of the most unique ones. Imagine drafting a 77 overall receiver who was like an 87 overall running back if you just change his position. And then he becomes a 99 within 1 year. I'm not sure I could ever do that again. That is literally like the most unique thing I've done as far as drafting and developing goes.
Blue lady. 54. Line 54. Come on, D. Let's go. Ready. White 25. 59. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Let's go.
What happened on the coverage? That was cover 3. I didn't even see my corner out there. Where'd Sherman go? That shouldn't happen. And that wasn't Sherman covering over here. It was Verrett. I have no idea where Sherman was. Other side? I ran commit? If I did so, it was on accident. Like, I don't run or pass commit. Maybe it's possible. That looks like a run commit, though. Alright, so probably losing this game, but maybe I can get the offense going a little bit. The All Madden offense is definitely more difficult. I always have a tough time adjusting to how sticky the coverage gets.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
And trying to learn what's open and what's not.
Here we go. 180! Check 45 tonight. Watch the run, watch the run.
There we go. Good play. We gotta finish it. What series is Nate Bell from so I can watch it back? The Jacksonville Jaguars franchise.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
One of my best defensive picks ever. 3rd down and 10. Ooh. Trouble. This Tampa Bay defense sure looking good. So far, what is my favorite Warhawk? Favorite Warhawk.
Let's go, go.
Just one?
Ready? Black 22.
How can I pick just one? If I had to, probably, I'd have to say Hayden John Charles. Marcus Calhoun, yes. Yeah, Verrett here. This ain't cutting it. The correct answer is Walker. Yeah, Marquise pretty good.
Ready? Blue light.
Got us to finally be good before his time was up.
Slam, slam. I got it. Boom. Yeah, baby. Ready? Blue light. 56. Let me go. Hey.
Yeah, right now I have some concerns about all Madden pass coverage. As you can tell, I've done a lot of press, and I'm not really liking a lot of the coverage as a result. Like when we saw Ramsey and Boye really not cover anybody against KC. And some of the separation created off these release wins are a little ridiculous.
Keep playing hard. Here we go, here we go. 180. Watch the
Ja'Cory Day. Favorite franchise I've done?
Get hot.
Launching that one deep. Oh, come on! He had it. How come defensive backs can catch those tips and the receivers really can't? Favorite franchise?
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Army, Army. Army, Army.
Y'all always want me to pick between all of these things that have been fun.
Here we go. Black 80.
The cards have 2 more episodes. 1 off-season, 1 long-term simulation to close the story for everybody. Please don't lose the first down yardage.
Let's go, let's go.
Probably the Jaguars franchise, though, to answer that question. Well, if I had to make everything fair, like the Vikings one was obviously special. First big series.
Here we go. 180. 45, Mike, 45. Man, let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Get hot. Get hot.
There we go. Nice play. Nice play. Wow, David's out of gas.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, there are a lot of franchises where I didn't get as much done as I would have liked to. And my hope is that I can get a franchise going that I enjoy enough to where I'm comfortable ending other series and going further. And that could happen here on 20. You know, if we end up with some amazing gameplay and the games are fun and the franchise is better than ever, that's going to make me a lot more comfortable to say, okay, Kalispell and Twins, they're going to end here, and we're going to be doing nothing but this franchise for a while. Garoppolo's going to take a shot. Good win! No! The Minnesota Dynasty was so short. Yeah, just a short decade is all.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Ideally, 6 years is a great amount of time. I think 6 is kind of like the bare minimum for what I'd be comfortable or happy with. Because after 6, you would at least have to get past that first contract for your first draft class. And I really want to get there and face the tougher decisions and see more development for the players. We're getting destroyed in this one. Yeah, the issue isn't so much making it like difficult. It's just all about balance and making the gameplay fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see all pro gameplay fail first. I want to fail making a slider set there before I go all Madden. There's just still a lot of things I don't like about this difficulty.
Check, check. Walk 54, walk 54. You got double up, double up, double up, double up. Keep it going.
I can't get over like the CPU running though. Like the running back AI is solid, but like they're blocking and everything. They can't defend these loaded boxes. Even stuff like this. This is my default look here. Single high until you beat it. Ooh, Evans! That was nice.
Your trick is here, baby. Your trick is here. Mike spot 9, Mike spot 9. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
What time is it? 5:30. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably wrap up the stream after this, but I will keep you guys updated on anything new regarding sliders, anything interesting. And tomorrow I intend to stream, and ideally I'd like to have something to stream that I've made. We'll see if I can do that, because like I'm normally not great at building a slider set from scratch, but I have had success just taking one that has aspects I like and just making a few changes that suit what I'm looking for. But since everything is so early, I would like to at least try to make something on my own. Oh no, he missed it.
That's it, baby.
Yeah, I'll update on Twitter. And then obviously when I stream, you'll see whatever I have working on. I was not worried about being fired in the Kalispell Dynasty because I could always take over a coach like Blackjack had to do in his Festivus Dynasty on Twitch. I knew it was a possibility. I hoped it wouldn't happen, and it didn't.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180. Blue there, blue there.
I am noticing, though, that, like, only running backs are getting hurt.
Here we go, here we go. 180.
I think, like, every running back besides Le'Veon Bell has gotten hurt so far in these games. I don't like that route. It takes him so long to get upfield, and I can't float it early.
Here we go. 180.
I just got to stop throwing it.
Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah.
I'll take that. Maybe no back juke next time. That just allows you to draft more RBs. That's right. We got to have 6. There's going to be injuries.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Yeah, Xbox and PS4 sliders will act the same. Don't got to worry about that. Angle.
Here we go, here we go. 180. I got one.
Extending the play. We're trying to, at least.
Here we go. Black 80. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
I have, like, not gotten the ball to Kittle at all in this game. Oh, man.
Sack, baby. Sack, baby. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180. Defense, keep it up, guys. 45.
Gonna roll away from this. Come on. Finally! Okay, Marquise Goodwin for the touchdown. I didn't think that'd be how I would score, but I will take it. Biggest gameplay differences, I'd say the overall player movement is way different, way better. There are some changes in the passing game with trajectories, pass velocity, pass coverage. You'll just have to get a feel for it. Those are the biggest, though, and the pass rush also, and how that ties into the passing game. Even on default all-pro 50s, like, pass rush is for real. I do think this year is playable for franchise, yes. I'm just hoping it's... I want the best franchise. I don't just want to play franchise. I want it to be the best one. I'll do what I can to get us there. I want you guys to have the most ridiculous franchise series to watch this year. With the best gameplay, with frequent uploads, frequent seasons. I want to give you guys the true franchise experience. And it's going to take a little work to get there. So, I didn't make as much progress in this stream as I was hoping to, but it was still fun to come out and talk to you guys. And then just to get some games on all Madden sliders, see what it's like. There's some good, there's some bad. Now I'm going to take some time to build something and see what I think. Are you hoping for a 12-month franchise? Of course. Ideally. How many episodes a week we talking? We'll talk when we get there. But, you know, if everything goes the way I want it to, we can have... I want my biggest franchise. A lot of these stats don't look bad. Favorite Madden of all time? The one I look back at the most fondly would have to be Madden 12. I had a fantastic time playing that franchise, and it's one of the more unique experiences I've had playing Madden. When that was my first franchise, and just the variety of games I could get on there. Like, I never knew what I was getting myself into game to game. I really enjoyed it. And there have been good franchises after that. I think that I look back at Madden 16 quite fondly. Had a good time there. Yes, there is a chance I discontinue series to focus on the franchise, but it has to be good. Like, if it's going to be the pillar of the channel, it has to be good. Really good. Oh, yeah. When all's said and done, Curry Jasper might be the GOAT. I have to get that long-term sim done, though. And we'll see where Jasper, where his career goes. I know we're going to do a lot of simming. I'm not sure how many years. But we'll do a lot. I'm not discontinuing Surf. No, that's one I'm looking to keep for the long haul right now. Please give us team ideas. I've talked a lot about it in this stream, and I'll have a video coming your way, but there's great arguments for like the Lions, Broncos, Buccaneers, Cincinnati Bengals, basically the whole AFC East. Did I say Denver, Washington, Arizona, San Francisco? A lot of good teams for franchise this year. More than most, I'd say. And then there's some teams that are like, they're not amazing, but they're not rebuilding. Like the Steelers and the Panthers. What series do you know will stay? I've talked about this before. If I had it my way, I'd probably have only one series on this channel, and it would be a franchise that gets the entire focus. But not until it's ready. And not until everything else is done. Like, I'm not just saying, oh, no more Twins. But I think if I had a series that I liked a lot, I'd be like, okay, here's the roadmap to getting the Twins done. And the roadmap to getting Kalispell done. Now that we know. But that's going to do it for this stream, everybody. I'll be back again tomorrow. And I'm hoping to have a set that I've been working on to share with you. Don't expect like some miracle sim set overnight. Like, making a slider set is not my like strength. Tweaking a slider set that already exists is more in my wheelhouse. But I think I need to take a crack at it here. So that's going to be it for me today, everybody. I appreciate your time. I appreciate all your generosity and all of your support. You guys are awesome. And my goal is to give you guys the best franchise experience that I can. So hopefully today is just a first step towards getting there, because I am really hungry for a good franchise. And I want to get it going soon. So that's going to do it for today, everybody. Thank you again, and I'll see you again tomorrow.